This is Josh from FCPros. Today we're going to be working on a customer's glass door from their wood stove. So you've probably noticed that a lot of your wood or gas burning appliances will have gaskets around the doors or glass. So if you do have an issue with a gasket and you need a replacement, that's something we could come out to your home and do, or if you'd like us to bring us the glass, it's something we're happy to do in-house as well. So we're just going to kind of go through the process real quick. Here the customer's glass actually broke on them. So we've taken the broken glass out, we've loosened up the brackets to hold it in place, and we're going to put a new piece of glass in and replace the gaskets at the same time. So we're just going to do this quick video and kind of go through the process, and then you'll be able to see the finished product at the end. First I'm going to take the old gasket off. Again, we already have the glass out, so you'll notice that there are some little brackets here that hold the glass in. They should loosen up fairly easily. So we'll take the old gasket for the glass out. There's two gaskets here. One is for the door, and the other one was to keep the glass airtight. So what I always like to do is once I have the old gasket out, take a nice sturdy metal tool. Just make sure you remove. We always like to get the gasket material out nice and clean. That way, it's really important when you put the new gaskets in, you want a nice adhesion between the surfaces. So this is just a good way of ensuring that the repair you're making to the gasket is going to last and be durable. So now I like to just use a little stove cleaner in the metal grooves where the gasket goes. You can see it's going to remove quite a bit of debris, film that might affect your adhesion there. So there's what we're getting just out of that little bit of a channel where the gasket seats. So this is just a nice way of making sure that you've got a nice clean surface. And now we have a nice clean channel here. Put our new glass, wrap a new gasket around it, and we'll start doing that now. So here's our new piece of tempered high temp glass. And we're going to start by taking our glass gasket. And we're going to wrap the glass in that first, and then that's going to be seated right behind these little clamps that you see here. And that's going to make sure that the glass is nice and airtight, that you're not getting too much of a draft past the glass. That means you're burning more wood, you might be getting more heat than you should have in the stove. So we like everything to be nice and airtight. That's going to be our goal of our gasket replacement. This is a self-adhesive gasket, which is kind of nice when you're doing glass because you actually have to wrap the edges in the gasket material before you install it in the door. See, we already got 3 sides done, so it goes pretty quickly. And there we have our glasses wrapped now. So we're going to grab our door, we're going to seat that back in under these brackets. Here's our hinge side. I usually like to put where I've ended my gasket where the two pieces, the two ends meet. I generally like to put them at the bottom left-hand corner or wherever the hinge side of the door is. Just carefully seat this back in. Firm but gentle pressure to kind of get everything under the brackets here. This is the frame that holds tension against the new glass gasket. And I'm just going to put a little snugness on these. Don't want to over tighten them. Just keeping in mind that everything is going to expand and get tighter as the stove heats up. So just firm but gentle pressure on the glass retention frame here. Okay. I'm just going to work my way around to each one of our little glass clamps here. And we're making some progress now. We've got just 2 more clamps left to tighten down. That should help ensure a nice airtight fit for the glass in the gasket. So some of these have loosened up already just from compressing everything. So I'm just going to re-snug these a little bit. Again, not overly tight. And that should help keep our glass in place. Let's lift up the door briefly. Back and forth on the glass just to make sure I have enough tension in the bolts that's not going to slide or create any air leaks. And now you can see we have our new gasket on, the new glass. The glass brackets are all in place. And now we're just going to put in our new door gasket, and this will give us a nice tight seal between the stove face and the door. Trick here is to put in just enough adhesive to kind of hold your gasket in place. It's just the right amount so that when we seat the new gasket, we get adhesion, but we don't have it ooze out all over your stove door or over your stove. Again, we have a nice clean channel now for our new adhesive to go into. And we're ready to start seating our new gasket. Fully seat the gasket, but be careful not to stretch it out or thin it. You don't want to pull too much of your slack out as you seat this. You want a nice bulky gasket that will kind of find its own way once everything's compressed. So you give it a good press with your finger down into the channel there. Helps it find the proper seat and works the adhesive into the rope gasket material a little better. And you can just use a little pressure with your hands. Always a good idea to check your gaskets. Take a look at your door gaskets a couple times a season. Check your glass gasket once in a while. If you notice that when you put your hand on either side of the glass may slide a little bit. All you have to do to fix that is just look at where your glass bracket screws are and just give them a little bit of a snug, not too much. You don't want to crack your glass. And as long as your glass isn't sliding back and forth between your hands, you have a nice, good, airtight seal there. And you notice we have a little bit of excess at the end here. So what we like to do at FCP is we'll basically cut that end, get rid of the excess. We have some joint sealant tape that we like to use at the ends. This is a really nice product. I actually have a piece open here already. And this keeps the ends of your gasket rope from fraying. So this is a nice product. Get this up together real quick. And just wrap our other free end here. I'm going to check all of our corners and edges again once we've got this gasket in place. Make sure, as that adhesive cures, we don't want it to slide out of the channel again. Taking a look here now at the finished door. See, we got our new glass in. We have our new glass gasket. Our brackets nice and tight to the new glass gasket, holding everything in. And then we've got our new door gasket, just because we want that nice airtight fit between the door and the face of the stove. And this is going to give the customer a much more reliable burn. It's going to help him avoid overfiring his stove due to leaky gaskets. And it will probably save him some wood and give him a little more heat at the same time. So feel free to call us anytime if you have any gasket repair needs. We service all gas and wood appliances. Again, we're happy to come to your house, or you can bring your door here if you'd like it done here. That's fine as well. And feel free to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'd be happy to help you anytime. Thanks so much for watching.